All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Makak Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson talking about Uber Eats tracking, right? And I just only recently today, man, within the last hour, found out that Uber Eats has a thing where you can track the driver bringing you food, and that is live, man, right? And the first thing I thought about this is that it's demonic, right? And then the driver, when they bring the food to the house or whatever, right? The first thing they had to do is leave the food and drop it and run away, man, because they're being tracked on how efficient they are with their job, right? And that led me to think of Revelation, the 13th chapter, which before I read that, I'll read this, in fact. Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 12, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. So people are thinking that it's all right, it's good to use this type of thing, and it's a good business plan or whatever, right? But it's oppressive, man, right? And just the same way how they can track your food, right? They're going to use that same type of technology. They're planning to try and use that same type of technology on individuals, man. On an individual person, they want to use the same type of technology on one individual to be able to track them every single place that they go, man. All right? They want to be able to track and know the stats of an individual from the ground up, from his height to his weight, to his calorie intake, to his daily calorie expenditure, to his muscle mass, to his flipping bone density. They want to know everything, man. To his blood type. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9. In fact, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So they want to track a person's stats from the ground up, man. They want to know what car you drive, right? They want to know what height you are. They want to know your skin color. They want to know any diseases or ailments you have, because they want to be able to predict everything about you, man, or they want to be able to program or control what particular way that you want to go in life, man. So let's say they know that you've got a certain disease. They want to be able to send you advertising for life insurance or something like that, or they'll raise your life insurance or something like that. They could raise your life insurance because they know that they've predicted that your life expectancy might be around 55, right? So then your life insurance goes up, so that now when it's going to be harder for you to make sure that you have that. You see, so that later on when you do die, they could try and scam you out of getting the money that you've planned to give to your family, man. They want to be able to predict what type of ailments you might get. They want to be able to actually help you get an ailment. They want to actually help you get sick, because everybody knows that the medical industry is making crazy money. For example, this particular thing that's been going around in the world, right? That's been happening for the past 2 years. This particular thing, a lot of people have been saying that it causes AIDS or HIV, right? Yet some of these same companies that was once doing things for this particular disease, now all of a sudden it seems that these same companies are doing things for those two things that I just mentioned, and in particular the last one that begins with a H. They're also doing trials to cure people from that. So what's going on, man? They're making things and then they're coming up with the cure as well. They're bringing in the disease and then they're bringing in the cure, because they're all about money, man. Esau's all about money. He's all about oppressing people, man. And people might think, oh, it's such a small thing. It's only Uber Eats. Calm down. No, it's not only Uber Eats. There's way more going on than just Uber Eats, man. This is heavy, man. This is heavy stuff. That's a heavy thing for them to try and do to people, man. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So they want to know everything about every single individual on the earth, man. They want to be able to track everything they possibly can about somebody, man, from the ground up, man. And they're very demonic with how they do things, man. They're very demonic with how they do things and what all the information that they want to know about people, man. It's very demonic how Esau gets down, man. They want to be able to track every single thing about somebody. They want to know everything about you. They want to know how long you sleep, right? They've already got things out there that they can do, that people wear Fitbits and put them on their wrist, right? And it can tell them how long they slept, or how many times they woke up in the night, for how long for, because they want to be able to predict everything about you, man. Isa wants to be able to make his own prophecies, right? Just same way how Yahweh can make prophecies and cause them to come to pass. Isa wants to be able to do that kind of thing. And that's all the more reason why we're not supposed to take it, man. All right? If you didn't need more reasons other than the fact that you're going to be destroyed, that the destruction is the life that you would have, even if you was to take it, wouldn't be worth living anyway. They'd have way more information about you than somebody that you can't see, that's a human like you, should have. I ain't got no problem with Yahweh having certain information about me and knowing everything about me, but I've got a problem with a man on earth that I cannot see having information, like all types of information about me, to where he can predict things about me before I even know him. I've got a problem with that. This is Revelation chapter 19 and verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the Motb, and them that worshipped his image. These both are cast alive into a lake of fire, burning with brimstone. So people are going to be deceived into taking it. Because you've got a lot of people in this world that are like into the gym, into fitness, right? They might be into efficiency and logistics of making money, right? So they might want to know how much awake hours they've actually really got in real time to spend to do certain things. They might want to know how much I'm awake in a week, for example, right? They might want to know exact amount of time that they're awake in a week, so that they can try and program that and like come up with ways to make more money, right? Then you've got these guys that are heavy into gym, these men and these women that are heavy into the gym, that gymno spirit, right? That spirit of lusting of how physically fit you can be, right? So they might want to know where they can gain more muscle, or what they can do to gain muscle at the deepest level, man. You've already got people that go into these body scanners, right, and these MRI machines and stuff like that, right? These body index machines and stuff like that, and they can work. These machines tell you. I've used them before in the past. I'm not gonna lie. These machines tell you, like, when you put in your height and your weight, and like it scans, like it can like tell you how much water you've got in your body and stuff like that. It can tell you how much muscle you've got in your left side of your body as opposed to your right hand side of your body, right? It can tell you what percentile you are in terms of fitness compared to other people of your age. So from other people from your peer group, right? But people that are going to want to use this information are going to want to really be using it to make a lot of money, man. There's so many things that ESO can use this Motb for, that you almost can't even, you can almost see why he wants to do it. That don't make it right, but you can see why he wants to do it, because he wants to have ultimate power over people, and this is the best way for him to do it. But at the same time, it's the way that's going to cause for loads of other people to be destroyed on the earth, because it's something that Yahweh's using to sift who is and who ain't for him, right? And let me get a scripture on that. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 8. And they that dwell upon the earth shall worship him whose names are not written in the book of the life of the Lamb, slain for the foundation of the world. So certain people are going to be down with this, man. They're going to think it's a good idea. And I've recently saw a video about this thing that's came out as well from a brother made about this thing called Jamdex, which is a cryptocurrency, and the first 100,000 people are going to receive a free 2,500, right? FREE, not free as in the number free, THREE. They're going to receive free 2,500 to spend, the first 100,000 people. But one of the ways, what makes you have to be able to use this, right, is that you're going to need to have had the what's the name? What's one of the names people use for it? What had the jump shot, man? You know, had the serpent juice. You're gonna have had to take part in that to be worthy to receive this free money, as they're gonna put it. But it goes into how Esau's just an oppressor, man. Let me get another scripture. Salakia. When we read these scriptures, it brings things into our mind on how to like examine this world, man. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and were evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. So Esau's practicing right now what he really wants to do. Like all these jam decks and all these things, like this is like part of it, but it's not the full deal of where he wants to go, man. This is just a taste. So part of what he wants to do is give people a give people a chip, a CHIP in their body, man. That's what he actually wants to do. But he's coming up with all these other lower level phases in order to completely implement it, man. Like that's just part of it, what he wants to do. But the real end goal is that he wants people to be not be able to do anything without him knowing, man. He doesn't want people to have any freedom outside of him to be able to do anything to the right or to the left, man. That's like ultimate oppression of what he wants to do to people, man. The ultimate oppressor. And that's what he's hoping to do to people, man. And that's why when you see these things happening, we can't just think of it as a low level, like, oh, my food's coming. My food's here. No, you have to look and be like, look at it at 10 levels higher than that level. Oh, that means you'd be able to track people live. Or that means if you put a tracking device in your car, a black box in your car, or we can track everywhere that you're driving now. Right? Or that means that he'd be able to, if you put something on your phone, they can already, to a certain degree, track people on their phones. And people always say this, right? But the thing is, you can get rid of your phone. You can throw your phone away. And now they'll think that you're one place or when you're really another. And they always show that in these movies, man. Certain people have had a tracking device on them or whatever, and they throw the tracking device away. Or they put the tracking device on a dog or something, and then the agents come in with their pistols, holding it with their two-hand grip. Don't move, dirtbag. But the guy's gone, and it's really a dog. That's on the tracking device, man. That's always shown in movies. But what Issa wants to do is to track you. Forget the device. You're gonna become the device. You're gonna become the payment method. You're gonna become the product. Each individual is gonna be viewed as a product as they're walking down the street, man. They might go through certain checkpoints, it scans them. Everything that they're worth comes up on the screen. You know? His stats, his height, his date, his marital status, his orientation, you know, all of that stuff, man. Because you know this world is off anyway. So all types of bugged out stats. His particular religious views might come up. Then they can flag certain people. Oh, he's a risk. He's a high risk citizen. We're gonna have to get him for thought crimes because I don't like the way how he thinks. And that's why we're not supposed to take that, man. That's something that we're definitely not supposed to take. 100% definitely not supposed to take that, man. We're definitely not supposed to take this. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse... In fact, Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and receive his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So the reason why we're not supposed to take this is because if we do, we're going to be destroyed, man. But some people are going to be deceived into taking it because they love technology, man. Like all these people, you always see them as soon as a new iPhone comes out and it's been out for 2 weeks, right? They have to have that, and they're queuing up outside the store for 2 days straight just so that they can get an iPhone when the other phone that they've got can pretty much do exactly the same thing as the phone that they're going to be getting from the store, man. And as if the store don't know how many people want the phone, as if there's not such a thing that exists called pre-orders, so that they can prepare for the amount of phones that they need. And as if somebody else getting a phone 24 hours after you get one is really that big of a deal, man. But because these people that got demons on them that make them spend the money, wanting to spend money like that movie Branded, right? That's how these things can come to pass, man, because their spirits are out here causing people to do things all the time, man. From every single day. Their spirits causing people to do things every day, man. Right, and I'm going to end the lesson there, man. I just thought that Uber Eats thing, I was just thinking about that, and I was like, yeah, that's how they're going to try and do people, man. Never mind tracking food and tracking cars and all that. I'm going to end the lesson there. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.